There was this one thing that made me really realize that I was doing this, and that was when I was sleeping. I think it was the second. I took 3 breaks. I think it was the second time. I took a nap, and then suddenly I was gone. I was sleeping,
Yeah.
and then I started hearing this spider sound. Like it started fading in very, very slowly. But then apparently the spider got on top of my house that I built in game,
Hmm.
and I kept hearing it constantly, constantly. Because these guys they live like they don't die at when the sunrise. They just stay there all day and night. So I was so pissed at one point that I woke up, got out of bed, um, killed the spider outside, and then went back to sleep. I don't know if that's the answer you were looking for, but that's kind of like me um, dealing with stuff that happens in VR, which is keeping me from doing stuff in real life.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's almost like these micro dramas that at least I feel like are created in the game because like you have to get
Yeah,
used to the way the world works. It's like a completely different you
exactly.
know, set of rules to this reality.
Yeah, that's it. Because um, you don't get up at night in real life killing a spider and then going back to sleep. It's literally you have to adapt to whatever's possible in the world you're in. And that was really it was annoying at the time, but looking back at it, I think it's really cool that stuff like that is possible.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great question from Miss Mantis of MC. She says, "Would you say that part of the reason it was less immersive was that the headset was uncomfortable?"
Yes, for sure. I'm not sure if you've experienced it with your experiment, but like I said in the doc, having the audio headset on top of your VR headset, it's this constant push on your head, which just gets it's like the same effect when you get a drip of water on your forehead and it just keeps dripping on it. Like
Yeah.
after a certain amount of time, it starts hurting, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
I remember at one point I was kind of messing with you in chat. I was like, I was reminding
really?
you of it in your stream. You got pretty pissed at me because
Oh,
I
did
was like, I
I?
would like remind you of it, and you were like, because you were halfway though. I totally understand why you'd get pissed.
I
It's tough.
forgot. Dang.
But yeah, no,
Yeah, no,
people.
it was really because
It's
I was at this point where I forgot that I had that thing on, and then people just reminded me, and then it instantly came back that
yeah.
feeling. Yeah.
That was the same for me with like FOV. Like I would forget about the FOV, so everything would
Oh
feel
yeah.
normal. And then when you obviously are reminded of, it, you're like, oh, I noticed these tubes. It's funny.
Yeah. True.
Um, Aunt Wilma says, "How did you eat, bruh?" Emoji, emoji, weary face, weary face.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Because we had a pretty funny solution for that. Basically, I couldn't leave the room because I was wired, and the kitchen is like way too far for me, to go there with the wire.
Yeah.
Um, so I had a mini fridge next to me, which wasn't active, but I just used it as a chest, I guess you could say, where I stored in a few apples and some bread, and I got my mom to make me a steak when I think halfway through it was she made me a steak, and then I had to get steak in the game first before I eat my normal steak. So I kind of mirrored real life in some way. I had to gather all the food in game, and then whatever I gathered, I could eat in real life.
That's next level immersion right there.
Hell yeah!
Was it hard
It
eating?
surprised me.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Oh yeah. No, it surprised me that in these 24 hours I didn't have to go to the bathroom. Maybe that's just
Oh,
a me
damn.
thing, but I had no trouble with that.
No, like number one or two. You just straight up.
Neither. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I
That's
went
a.
beforehand,
Uh.
but nothing, which was really weird because normally you'd have to go.
Yeah, that's almost one of the most interesting aspects of it. Other than the
Yeah.
time, yeah, maybe VR hijacks your last bladder. It's
Dude,
there's room for research in that field.
that's next gen. No, but it's really I wonder if that has something to do with VR or just with me because I had no urge or anything either, so it was great. Did you have that?
Yeah, no, I had to. I was going every like 2 hours, man,
Dang.
back and forth. But I wasn't tethered, so that helped a lot.
Yeah, I guess that makes a difference.
Um,
Yeah, it was something.
Panda Panda Gamer says, if you were to do this again, would you play creative mode? I think that kind of addresses like the concept of what we were talking about, like where this virtual world is your own world, so there's really no like right or wrong way to do it. There's no cheating or non-cheating. You're
Right.
immersed. It's yours. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I wouldn't, because the whole reason why I picked Minecraft is it kind of it doesn't really mirror real life, but it gives you like a purpose and you have to survive just like in real life. And I think when you go into creative mode, that defeats that whole purpose, and then you'll get boring very soon.
Hmm.
Because in survival, like there's always stuff to do, and I feel like in creative, I mean, you can build and be creative, but can you last for 24 hours? I don't know. It'll be a tough challenge.
Yeah. It's almost like that idea of like when you're playing GTA 5 and you get all of the money, whether it be through like
Exactly.
Russian hacks or even getting to endgame. It's like, okay, now I'm like this omnipotent god that can do anything. It kind of ruins
Yeah.
the experience, unless
Which is
you're
like, don't get me
building.
wrong, it's fun. It's fun, but doing it for 24 hours, I think it'd get really boring after like an hour or three.
Yeah, unless you're just building like a giant
Yeah,
thing.
dude, I love your dog, man.
Oh, thank you. She loves you too. Rice San asks, did you learn anything from your experience? Did you implement something from your experience into reality?
Ooh, that's interesting. Um, Not really. I guess I learned that time goes by faster. At least it feels that way in VR
Mm-hmm.
when you do when you're in here for so long. But no, there's nothing that I took from it and adapted into real life. Not really. No.
Yeah. The
Maybe if I spent longer. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to learn life lessons from Minecraft too. I mean, it's it's a block game.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, the time perception, I find that really interesting. I think this is like one of the first technologies that really takes that time perception to a new level. Because sometimes, like when one is watching a movie or a commercial, it can go either fast or really slow depending on the editing. And I think
Correct.
that is so amplified even in VR. Like, have you ever played Super Hot, the game where you're like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, where
Yeah.
everything moves so slow? I feel like time almost slows down, where you can be playing for 15 minutes and it feels, like 30 or so. It's interesting.
Oh really? So you have it work the opposite way as well?
For me, in Super Hot, yeah.
That's interesting. Because I've only experienced time going faster, and not just with this Minecraft experience, just in general. Like I could play for an hour and think I've been playing for 15 minutes.
Hmm.
Um, but I guess I wonder if it's the same principle as time goes by when you're having fun, or it being a completely different reason why it goes by faster.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the aspect of the day and night cycles, like, didn't you go through like 72 days and nights in Minecraft, but only one IRL?
Yeah. It was weird because I didn't sleep all of the days, obviously, because that would mean like 72 7-minute sleep breaks.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just really weird. It was just this Minecraft thing for 72 in-game days, and then it felt like when I look back on it, I feel like I just didn't even existed that day. I feel like I just skipped a day. It's so weird. I can't explain it. Um, what how do you reflect on your week in VR time wise? Like, would you say you'd feel it was a week, or how would you feel?
Yeah,
How do you
I
feel?
almost similar effect. I almost felt like a different person when I went in and when I went out. And obviously it was kind of because some of the like talking to Chad and interacting with the community, it was
That's
excitement,
nice.
like you mentioned, when the stream was ending and Chad is just going by. It's very exciting. So that affects the mood, I think, and the perception as well. But there is definitely
Sure.
like it's weird. looking back, it's like we existed for an extended period of time in the computer, essentially. Like
Yeah,
we were transported into a computer.
such an interesting concept, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm so curious where this whole thing is going.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I do wonder if it makes any difference whether you play alone or with someone else. Say we'd be together in the Minecraft stream. I
Mm-hmm.
wonder if that. I'm pretty sure it would help. Um, it would help make time go by faster.
Depending on the person, I feel like if you had like a really annoying person
Oh
or
yeah.
you just
Oh
hated
yeah.
each other, that would be
Yeah.
great.
For
Um,
sure.
Amazing. Quick question from Tom Staff. He says, "Did laying down in game help you sleep IRL? Does it make it harder sleeping with the illusion you're standing up?"
Um, you can't. I. Hmm. There is no difference between in game and real life movement. Like if I were to lay down in real life, my character would automatically lay down in game. So there's no difference. I do think if that was the case, like if I would lay down in real life and my character would stand up straight in game, I do think that would cause some confusion or at least some like minor nausea. Um,
Yeah.
and that's like the whole thing with um, if your character does something else than what you're doing, it's so confusing that it just gets you get nausea from it. At least that's in my case.
Not for sure. Like that disconnect. Um,
Yeah.
I can't imagine when you're rowing the boat in VR. That's gotta be terrible.
It felt like I was little dude. I went so fast in game, and even like the turning, I would do this, and I'd be like, I'd circle around like 3 times.
Oof.
It's crazy. Yeah.
That's rough. Um, I think last question we'll do here from Mitch Makamoto. Sounds like a Korean
Dang.
name there. I'm taking it. He says, "Do you think that VR is progressing at an exceptional pace and could potentially bring another universe for us?" It's an interesting one.
Dang. Um, it is progressing fast, I'd say. Especially like Valve just announced their new thing, or they're going to on May.
Yeah.
Um, so I think depending on whatever that will be, I think that will determine, I guess, the pace. Because I feel like they're gonna release something that's just like I don't know. I'm hesitant to say it'll just be an upgrade because I'm really hoping for this thing to be wireless and like completely next gen, and
Mm-hmm.
because then it would be at an exceptional pace. Because do you remember when the Vive released? Was that in 2016?
Yeah, I think it was around there, 2016, 2015.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's interesting. Like, I remember we would talk about like eye tracking in headsets, and I was thinking it'd be like, oh, maybe by 2022 we'll get eye tracking, but then it's like, oh, no, we already have that in 2019 in like the
Yeah.
Vive Pro. Um, one concept of like the whole universe kind of simulation that interests me is like even taking it back to Minecraft, like the concept of infinity. I think is a concept that we have a hard time wrapping our minds around in our reality, right? Like when we look at
Oh
the
yeah.
world, like there's always sort of a beginning, middle, and end to our lives, and now all of a sudden we can go into games that are infinite like Minecraft.
Mm.
It's an infinite world, and it's one thing playing it through a screen, like realize building a house and being like, oh, okay, yeah, I can explore this world as far as I want. But when one is actually in it, you are in an infinite world, and that's interesting to me. It's like we can now create infinite universes that we can explore. Um,
I feel like one game that's going to be really put emphasis on that is No Man's Sky VR.
yeah,
I think
it's
that will be something else.
cannot wait for that one.
Um, but as far as the question goes, what was it again?
Could we potentially create
Right.
universes?
Yeah. So what I think is going to happen is that VR is going to get mainstream eventually, and that we're going to use it in a lot of ways, not just for entertainment purposes, but also for educational purposes, especially educational.
Hmm.
Um, and it doesn't per se create a universe, but it does open a door to a different look on things for a lot of people.
Hmm.
And I think it'll improve a lot of stuff that we do. Same with augmented reality, by the way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think within now and like 10 years, it's gonna be the difference is gonna be insane.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't think we'll ever come to a point where we live in VR. I don't think that'll happen.
You do
Do
think,
you?
or you don't think?
I do not think that's gonna happen.
Hmm. I think, I think we'll always have the physical reality, but I think there will definitely be people that live in VR. Yeah, you know, like
Yeah, yeah,
can
of course.
order.
There's always gonna be people who prefer living in VR, but I think the majority of people are not going to. I do think it'll turn into like this social space, kind of like Facebook now is.
Hmm.
Um, but if we can think about that all day, and there's so much possibilities, dude. Um,
Yeah,
I'm just excited, really. Comes down to that. There's so much stuff
yeah.
that can happen.
It's I feel like we're pretty lucky to be alive in this time where we can
Oh yeah.
explore it. So next we're gonna be doing 72 hours in No Man's Sky VR.
Oh
Just
shit,
kidding. I'm
really?
just kidding.
Oh, I'm down. Let's do it.
I mean, that would be pretty sick.
Because I heard multiplayer is coming like in a big way too.
Hey, we might have to do it if we can meet up. That would be rad to get like a crew and see how long the crew can survive before people start
Oh
dropping
my
off.
god, that'd be dramatic.
3 days. I don't know. Maybe 24 hours. We'll see. Either way, dude. Congratulations on the experience.
Thank you.
It was a fun video collaborating with you.
Thank you for having me, hosting me.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Oh, it was interesting to say at least,
For
and
sure.
I'm excited to see what happens next.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, viva la Minecraft.
Jesus Christ. All right, dude.
I'll talk to you later, man.
Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.
Peace. Absolutely brilliant, folks. Thank you so much for joining this stream. It's been short and sweet. It's a beautiful Saturday. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for 200,000 subscribers. That's absolutely insane. At the end of the day, it's just an arbitrary number, but it is still cool to see some support. So thank you very much. We'll also be doing a movie night on the Discord, the Disrupt Discord, on Sunday. So tomorrow at 9 p.m. EST, we're watching The Matrix. It's going to be a blast. You can head on over to the Discord link in the description below. The Minecraft documentary is live now on the Disrupt. This is Lucy. I am Jack, clone number 573. That was Apollo in chat. Thank you so much for joining. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. I'm just going to awkwardly sit here.